Hey, Kenny and JT here, and tickets to the NCAA Stag Ball Football Championship and the OHSAA State High School Football Championships are on sale right now.
That's right, Kenny, and they're both at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, located right next door to the Pro Football Hall of Fame right here in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah, that's this December. Go check out the games. Get more information by visiting this website, Canton.com. They've got all the details.
That's right. Get those tickets now at visitcanton.com.
Thank you and your team for being constant companions and friends.
You have gotten me through many, many years.
News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Live from the WHBC Broadcast Center. Find out more about area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight.
Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Spotlight. I am Pam Cook. This morning, we are going to focus on a wonderful agency here in Stark County doing so many things to help those in need. And I just want to remind you that obviously, if you're listening on the radio, we appreciate that. But also, you can listen and watch us on Facebook. Just have to go to Facebook and like our Facebook page at 1480 WHBC, or you can find us on YouTube. Find our YouTube channel. Just search News Talk 1480 WHBC, and you'll find it there as well, because we are doing our WHBC video stream this morning as well. So what do I speak of? I speak of Refuge of Hope Community Care Center this morning, and we are going to be talking with, first of all, Kristie Woods, Director of Community Relations. Morning, Kristie. How are you?
I'm well, Pam. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Also, Joanne Carpenter, Director of Development. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, good morning, Pam.
And Holly Tucker, who is going to be talking to us. She's the chair of the Thanks Plus Giving Equals Hope Gala. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
So, Kristie, I'm going to start with you first of all, so we can kind of bring listeners up to speed. I know a lot of folks have heard of Refuge of Hope, the Community Care Center, but bring us up to speed. You know, what's your mission? What are you hoping to accomplish in the community?
Sure. So Refuge of Hope Ministries has been in downtown Canton for a long time, but you'd be surprised how many people aren't aware of the services that we provide. Our mission is to glorify and serve God by providing meals for hungry men, women, and children, emergency shelter, and a transition to independence for homeless men, and spiritual hope through Jesus Christ. And we do that through hot, nutritious meals 8 times a week. We serve lunch every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 11 to noon. And we serve supper every Monday through Friday from 4:30 to 6. And a lot of hope can come from sitting down for a hot cup of coffee, well-balanced, nutritious, hot meal. You fill your belly, you sit down, you relax, and you listen to a devotion, and you're in community. You're fellowship with other folks who are sitting around the table. Thankfully, we're sitting around the table again. Even during COVID, we never missed a meal. We just had to do it a different way and did carry out meals, but we continued serving meals. And then as far as the shelter, we're the only men's shelter in Stark County. So men who find themselves homeless for whatever reason, I'll tell you the primary reason is oftentimes mental illness, but there are a variety of reasons that lead people to becoming homeless. And so we're the only shelter exclusively for men here in Stark County. Last year, we provided just over 13,000 bedded nights of shelter for men in Stark County. And as far as meals, we had almost 80,000 meals that we served. Those numbers are actually a little bit low. During a pandemic, some people found other options and ways around things, or were timid to come out and be among other people. So our numbers usually are much higher than that. We're starting to see those trends turn around again as people, become vaccinated, are a little more at ease than they were a year ago. We know a lot more than we did a year ago. So we continue moving men from the shelter, from once being homeless, into an independent lifestyle, into their own apartments. And last year, we helped 140 men obtain their own place to live, helped furnish their apartments with all of the things that they need to call home, thanks to generous donors who donate gently used furniture and household items. And this year we have, I think we're at like 108 I think we've moved 108 men out so far this year, and we still have all of November and December to go.
Yeah. And I would imagine that when you mention homeless and the numbers that you just mentioned to people, sometimes they go, what? Here in Canton, in Stark County, they probably don't believe you.
It's not as visible as what you see in the news in big cities like San Francisco, San Diego, New York City, even what you see when you go to Cleveland and Columbus. It's not as pronounced. Folks are a little more creative where they stay. A lot of folks stay in their cars. It's not, the cardboard piece on the ground near the subway station entrance. There are some visible people in the community, and you may pass by them every day as you're walking from your office to lunch and not even realize that they are homeless. But they are among us, and we're helping them out as best we can.
So let's talk a little bit about the growth of Refuge of Hope over the years, because I have been there, I've been down there before, and it's amazing what you guys have accomplished. New facility, expanding what you do. Tell us how that has all come about.
Well, goodness, we are currently in our third location. Everything started out on the corner of Walnut and 3rd Street in a church called the Open Door Chapel that was serving a hot cup of coffee and a warm place to just, warm up from the cold. They recognized that there was more of a need than I think anyone really imagined. And that transitioned into just a place to sleep overnight. Maybe they were sleeping on or even under the church pews as the numbers grew, and really pronounced what that need was. And so the Open Door Chapel transferred into Refuge of Hope Ministries. That's how that was born. We removed the church pews and put in bunk beds and began a hot meal ministry through that. It first started out as a simple soup kitchen, but it's so much more than that now. We've moved twice since those humble beginnings on the corner of Walnut and 3rd. Our second location was just up the street on 3rd Street, and we had 34 bunk beds and a dining room that seated maybe about 100 people at a time. It wasn't as large as what we have now, but that dining room served multiple purposes because we were sleeping on average 55 men every night. And you may remember me saying just now, we had 34 bunk beds. So what did we do with those remaining men? Well, we put cots in the dining room. So after meals, we cleaned up the floors and picked up the tables and chairs, and we put cots out for the men to sleep that night. And in the morning, picked up the cots, cleaned everything up, and reset everything for lunch or dinner that day. And we did that for quite a while, knowing that we definitely needed more space. And in 2017, we started a capital campaign to build a larger facility. And we broke ground in 2018. And almost a year to the day later, we were able to move into our location here on 2nd Street, just next door to the church right off of Tusk here, and the One Center, people recognize it as now. And so we've been here since 2019 with 66 beds in our shelter, a dining room that seats about 160 people. Those numbers are a little spread out right now because we're still, taking guidance from the health department and spacing people out a little more during meal times. But we have the capacity to seat a whole lot more people, to shelter a whole lot more people. And thankfully, we have not filled every bed in that shelter, which means we gave ourselves adequate amount of space. And we even have some beds reserved, set aside for our veterans. When we find out that there's a homeless veteran in need, we have beds specifically reserved for them at any time.
Wow, that's awesome to know. And it's a two-pronged sword here, because when you think about it, you say, yay, we're glad you expanded and you have more beds, but we're also sad that it's necessary for you to expand and have more beds. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, I want to bring Joanne in and Holly in so that we can talk more about their roles with Refuge of Hope, the Community Care Center, and what's planned coming up, because I know you guys have some big events and we want to get people involved and know how they can also help. But we will do that here as Spotlight continues on 1480 WHBC.
Thank you and your team for being constant companions and friends.
You have gotten me through many, many years.
News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Pam Cook and Canton's Morning News.
We want to hear from you.
I like that it's local.
This is the right place.
First of all, I want to thank you guys for all that you do. I listen to you every day, and so I am very happy.
I wake up, I get a cup of coffee, I turn on the radio.
You are what I need to hear.
To let you know what's going on, you let us know if you see any problems. Again, always 1480.
That's where everyone goes for local news, weather, and traffic, because the news never stops. Never stops.
And neither do we.
Kick off the holiday season with a Motown Christmas. Featuring past and present members of the Temptations, the Miracles, and the Contours. It's a Motown Christmas, Monday, November 22nd at the Palace Theater, Canton, Ohio. Tickets available at etix.com or call 330-454-8172. A Motown Christmas. Bring the whole family.
The thing about the Home and Auto Bundle from Progressive is that by now you've heard a lot of ads about the Home and Auto Bundle from Progressive. We don't even need the words the Home and Auto Bundle anymore to tell you that you could save big with the ring-tailed lemur from Progressive, or that every hot peach cobbler comes with round-the-clock service and protection. And that's the thing about the goat with magic powers. You've heard a lot of ads about the sushi in Vancouver. See how much you could save with the Home and Auto with the Shaman in the Jungle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Cleveland area attorneys. 5005 Rockside Road, Suite 350, Independence, Ohio, 44131.
If you're a man aged 45 to 80 with a history of heart disease or stroke, please listen closely to this message. Some men with a history of heart disease or stroke also have low testosterone levels, also known as hypogonadism. Symptoms of low testosterone hypogonadism include decreased sexual desire, fatigue, depressed mood, and loss of body hair. If you've had a heart attack or stroke in the past and experienced the symptoms of low testosterone hypogonadism, please consider our research study that is underway in Canton. Qualified participants may receive testosterone replacement therapy or placebo and study-related care at no cost, as well as compensation for their time. Please call now to speak with the research study coordinator. Dial 330-921-0015. That number again is 330-921-0015. Once again, 330-921-0015.
Did you know that United Healthcare helps connect you to doctors and therapists with 24/7 access to virtual care?
So I could have therapy from my couch?
Yep.
Or a doctor appointment from my car?
If you wanted to.
Wait, you're right. I don't even like when people see me sing in the car. Couch appointment it is.
Virtual visits are just one of the ways United Healthcare helps connect you to better health. Learn more at uhc.com. Plan benefits may vary.
Probably about the only station I listen to.
Canton's Morning News, live and local with Jordan Miller and the Kenny and JT Show.
I like that it's local.
News Talk 1480 WHBC.
I love listening to you guys so much.
I'm so glad I found this radio station.
This is the right place.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And welcome back to Spotlight, this Wednesday edition here on 1480 WHBC. I'm Pam Cook with you this morning, and we are talking to the folks from Refuge of Hope Community Care Center, and we have Kristie Woods, Director of Community Relations with us, Joanne Carpenter, Director of Development, and Holly Tucker, Thanks Plus Giving Equal Hope Gala Chair. And first of all, Joanne, I want to talk to you a little bit about your role with Refuge of Hope. Let's talk a little bit about how you became involved and some of the things that you get to do on a daily basis.
Oh my gosh, I don't know that the show's long enough to describe everything. It's been very exciting. I've been with the organization now for 12 years. And during that time, I started out working in the meal ministry. And then in about 2015, focused primarily on the role of development, raising funds and friends for the ministry. And I want to talk for a minute about Refuge of Hope. So we've moved around a lot, it sounds like, but that's been over a period of 12 years. And in the last 2 years since we moved into our new building, we had always planned to construct another building for storage. We maxed out the block of property that we have for the new building that we're in, and therefore always had planned a storage building. But Refuge of Hope has always looked at the needs of the community to decide what we want to do next. And what we saw were two gaps in services that we could provide. And that was to provide medical services and also a proper way to take in donations, store the donations, which was a problem for us storing, and distribute the donations properly and in a dignified manner to the men, women, and children that we do serve. So therefore, Refuge of Hope Community Care Center is our second building right across the street from the building we moved into 2 years ago. So just try to clarify that a little bit. I mean, yeah, we're on the move, and we are doing that because of the needs in the community.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, I mean, obviously, it's an expansion because of need, but it's also an expansion because of services, right? I mean, you guys are doing a lot more than you did, as Kristie mentioned, than you did way back 12 years ago.
No, absolutely, we are. And the two things that I want to focus on are the clothing distribution, which right now I have some racks out there. We're giving clothes away from racks as people leave the meal ministry. And I'm going to just say this bluntly, you know, sometimes I have to lay underwear out on the table when I get new packages of underwear in for just everybody to choose from. And that's not very dignified. And we have a standard here at Refuge of Hope in the way that we serve people with love, compassion, and respect and dignity. And so therefore, we want to make sure that we have a proper way to distribute clothes for men, women, and children. And I will mention that everything at Refuge of Hope is absolutely free. So the clothes that people select when they need them are free. Speaking of free, let me tell you about our free clinics. So we recently partnered with Faithful Servants, and they are meeting in the evenings here to see patients who do not have insurance. There are people out there who have jobs, they can't afford the insurance, and yet they have a family to provide health care for. What do? So partnering with Faithful Servants, we will now have a free medical clinic that can dispense medications to men, women, and children. And that's also available in the evening hours. Kristie mentioned that we serve meals Monday through Friday from 4:30 to 6. So now listen to this, how we've got this planned out. It's pretty cool. Faithful Servants will be operating in the evenings when the meal ministry is open, before and after. The clothing distribution center will be operating before the meal and during the meal. So it's a one-stop shop. You can come for a hot, nutritious meal. You can shop for much needed clothing and personal hygiene items. And you can also see a physician, all free.
Yeah, and those are all things that many people take for granted. They, you think, oh, okay, I have that. That's what I'm going to do. But many people, those are luxuries. If somebody is listening right now and they say, I want to help somehow, how do they go about doing that?
Well, if you want to help and be involved, the best way to do that is call me at 330-453-1785. That's the number at Refuge of Hope. That's the best way, and we can determine what you're interested in doing and what would be a fit for our organization as well. Also, physicians. We are looking for physicians, nurse practitioners, nurses. We've expanded even already Faithful Servants to come in a couple evenings a week, do blood pressure checks, blood sugar checks on anybody who needs that. And then we will refer them to our second clinic Life Care, who meets here on Fridays from 8 to 12 to see patients, or My Community Health, to refer people to receive the medical care that they so desperately need. Diabetes and hypertension are two silent killers that people walk around with all the time and they don't understand they have. So if we can do pre-screenings on the off nights of the clinic and refer people to make appointments and keep them, that's a benefit. Faithful servants will also have the equipment that they need to run lab work right then and there, especially if you have diabetes, to see where your sugar levels are, how that's affecting other organs in your body, and be able to treat you right there on the spot instead of making appointments for lab work and coming back and receiving treatment again. So we're really trying to make this a comprehensive medical treatment for those who don't have insurance and maybe have been neglected in the past because they couldn't afford proper health care.
Right. Well, we have so much to talk about, still so much to talk about. We're going to take a break here for the news. And then when we come back, we'll continue discussing all of the wonderful things that Refuge of Hope does and Refuge of Hope Community Care Center. It's all coming up next right here on 1480 WHBC.
Probably about the only station I listen to.
Canton's Morning News, live and local with Jordan Miller and the Kenny and JT Show.
I like that it's local.
News Talk 1480 WHBC.
I love listening to you guys so much.
I'm so glad I found this radio station.
This is the right place.
Ready to start earning $18 to $19.50 an hour while having a set schedule? ARE, a truck cap and cover manufacturer in Massillon and Mount Eaton, is hiring second shift production team members, starting at $18 to $19.50 per hour. ARE offers set production schedules, weekly pay, wage increase opportunities every 6 months, and no mandatory weekends. Careers start at ARE. Visit 4are.com to apply today. ARE is a Truck Hero company and an equal opportunity employer.
An evening with John Hyatt, November 14th at MGM Northfield Park. John Hyatt and the Jerry Douglas Bands. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
At Packley, they pride themselves on serving families in Massillon and the surrounding areas with dignity, respect, and compassion. The families they serve are their top priority and have set measures in place to help protect and accommodate the elderly, sick, and members of the public, and will make every effort to accommodate families in making arrangements, conducting services in any capacity needed to ensure their safety and comfort while honoring their loved one. Packley, serving the community with grace and compassion.
For the ones who are always in the know. For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your family deserves the purest water possible. Rent any water cooler from Verndale Water Experts and receive a free 5-gallon bottle of water. Call Verndale Water Experts today for your cooler and free bottle of water.
Verndale's Water Center. Tap into
WHBC WHBC AM Canton, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, the governor has awarded a total of $44 million in water infrastructure funds across the state of Ohio, including $5 million to the city of Canton. That grant money will be used to install water mains throughout Canton Township to connect local residents to the city water supply. U.S. Customs and Border Protection in Cincinnati say they found methamphetamine inside two clay sculptures. The two normal-looking figurines were inside freight coming from Canada, but officials noticed there was an inconsistency with their densities. A hole was drilled and each figurine was broken open. They found that the drugs were inside. Federal health officials last night approved the Pfizer vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. The CDC director gave final clearance for the vaccine after it was approved by a CDC committee. This means today shots can start going into arms. The Ohio Department of Health also plans to immediately allow kids 5 to 11 to apply for its Vax to School program. Although an autopsy proved to be inconclusive, one Florida sheriff says he believes former fugitive Brian Laundrie likely, quote, died by his own hand. Sarasota County Sheriff Kurt Hoffman made the revelation during a community gathering yesterday, saying, quote, the guy went out there and by all accounts probably committed suicide. The first college football playoff rankings came out last night. Georgia, the clear-cut number 1, followed by Alabama at 2, Michigan State at 3, Oregon at 4. Ohio State is number 5, Cincinnati 6, Michigan comes in at 7, and undefeated Oklahoma sits at number 8. For News Talk 1480 WHBC, I'm Pam Cook.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Partial sun, chilly day, high today 48. It'll be cloudy tonight, low 31. For tomorrow, partly sunny with a high again at 48. And then partly cloudy, cold tomorrow night, low 30. Sunny day Friday, the high at 51. Plenty of sun on Saturday, the high 57. And then mostly sunny for Sunday, the high on Sunday up to 61. I'm Steve Williams for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
WHBC Sports, the Sarshone Ford Radio Game of the Week.
Out there, Johnson's got it! Touchdown! Well, you give it to your best player, and if they stop it, they're better than you, but not tonight.
Any major adjustments at halftime, Coach?
Our playoff coverage continues Friday night as McKinley and Jackson do battle from Tom Benson Stadium. The All Care Stadium show at 6, kickoff at 7. Hooper and Green will be on the stream, plus we'll have updates on Massillon and Westerville South.
Appreciate all the work you guys do. The Sarshone Ford Radio Game of the Week.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big when you call 8338-ROCKET today. For example, with a $250,000 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, you could get a new low rate under 3%. If your current rate is over 3.75%, you could lower your payment by over $100 a month, saving thousands in interest. But you've got to act now, because no one knows how long these low rates will last. So when you need a simple way to get big savings, Rocket can. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Refinance offer assumes a rate of 2.99%, 3.21% APR, 70% loan-to-value ratio for the cost of 1.75 points. $4,375 due at closing. Monthly payment of $1,052.66. Taxes and insurance not included. Payment will be greater. Rates current as of 7/26/21. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 30.
If you're a man aged 45 to 80 with a history of heart disease or stroke, please listen closely to this message. Some men with a history of heart disease or stroke also have low testosterone levels, also known as hypogonadism. Symptoms of low testosterone hypogonadism include decreased sexual desire, fatigue, depressed mood, and loss of body hair. If you've had a heart attack or stroke in the past and experienced the symptoms of low testosterone hypogonadism, please consider our research study that is underway in Canton. Qualified participants may receive testosterone replacement therapy or placebo and study-related care at no cost, as well as compensation for their time. Please call now to speak with the research study coordinator. Dial 330-921-0015. That number again is 330-921-0015. Once again, 330-921-0015.
At Packlay, they pride themselves on serving families in Massillon and the surrounding areas with dignity, respect, and compassion. The families they serve are their top priority and have set measures in place to help protect and accommodate the elderly, sick, and members of the public, and will make every effort to accommodate families in making arrangements, conducting services in any capacity needed to ensure their safety and comfort while honoring their loved one. Packlay, serving the community with grace and compassion.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated, and divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Cleveland area attorneys. 5005 Rockside Road, Suite 350, Independence, Ohio, 44131.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with British accents. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, take it from a Brit.
Oi, barmy insurance blokes filching dosh out your pocket. It's barmy. Liberty Mutual won't leave you skint, mate.
Can you just say Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need?
I think that's what I said, you blooming.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Don't miss your chance to be connected to a new job by attending the City of Massillon Job Fair located at the Massillon Rec Center on November 4th from 11 to 2. If you can't make this event, you're in luck because this is a hybrid job fair. That means it will be held virtually as well as in person. Chat with employers from a variety of industries who are actively hiring and looking for someone like you to become part of their team. Be sure to follow Ohio Means Jobs, Stark and Tuscarawas counties on social media to stay up to date on job fair updates and tips, as well as to see how to register to the job fair online.
I'm so glad I found this radio station.
Canton's Morning News, live and local with Jordan Miller, and the Kenny and JT Show.
I like that it's local.
Local issues and community information. This is the right place. News Talk 1480 WHBC. This is the right place.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And welcome back to Spotlight on Stark County. I'm Pam Cook with you this morning. And again, I will mention to you, if you are just joining us, you can check us out on our WHBC video stream at 1480 WHBC on Facebook. Like our page, you'll see it there. And also check us out on YouTube. We have our very own YouTube channel as well. Just search 1480 WHBC. We have been talking to the folks from Refuge of Hope and Refuge of Hope Community Care Center and all of the wonderful things that they do. We haven't even really, I think, scratched the surface. But with us this morning, Kristie Woods, Director of Community Relations, Joanne Carpenter, Director of Development. And now we're going to bring in Holly Tucker. Thanks. Plus Giving Equal Hope. She is the Gala Chair. And Holly, we've been talking about all the things that are happening and everything that Refuge of Hope does, but you chair an event that's going to help fund some of those things, correct?
Correct. This is our main fundraiser for the year. It's our 12th annual. I first got involved with Refuge of Hope 12 years ago, and I was invited to the very first gala. So my husband John and I have been involved ever since. But the Thanks Plus Giving Equals Hope is going to be virtual this year, and there's many different ways to be involved for that. The first is we're having a raffle, and all this information can be found at refugeofhope.org. And raffle tickets, if you'd like to purchase one, are $100, and you have 5 chances to win $1,000. Another way to do it is to get involved and help Refuge of Hope. We have an online auction. We have several different items that are going to be online for a week, starting on Monday, November 8th, and they will run through the 12th. We have things as far as a 4-person golf at Firestone, a Yeti cooler filled with all Ohio State tailgating items, a weekend stay at Cook Forest, and also a whole week stay at a condo in Orlando. We have an Apple Watch, jewelry for women, and purses. We will be introducing 2 purses a day starting for Monday. And it will even have men involved. We have a nice designer wallet as well. But so people can participate in that, and the online auction will end on the 12th. And I hope that everybody is able to tune in. We are streaming on Friday, November 12th, and it's at 7 o'clock. You can tune in. And for that, we're going to be announcing the winners to the raffle and learn a little bit more. We'll show you pictures and things like that of the building for Refuge and everything that we're doing there, and hear a very good, inspiring story from a former resident at Refuge of Hope. So we have a lot going on, but all of that can be found at refugeofhope.org.
So is there a limited number of tickets when you go to purchase?
There are we can only purchase 300, so you have a good chance of winning.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to get the ticket, how do they do that?
So they can go online to refugeofhope.org, and you can purchase online. And you don't need to purchase tickets. This is for everybody to know. You don't have to purchase a raffle ticket to watch our streaming event on the 12th. We hope everybody will tune in on the 12th. That's the really nice part about having it online. We're hoping to have a lot of people view and tune in.
And you can get involved in the auction without having to buy a ticket too, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
We have about 45 different items that you can bid on.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff. And tell me a little bit about, you said, you've been involved for 12 years and you and your husband have been involved for 12 years. What was it that pulled you in? What was it that made you say, I really want to get involved here?
Well, it was a Christian organization. We like that. And the organization does a lot to help, to turn it around, not just to do temporary help, but to totally change the lives of these men, to give them new direction.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing. I think that's a great thing. And Kristie Woods, Director of Community Relations, you talk about all of these things that you guys are doing, and we've talked about the expansion, and obviously it does take funding, right? So, and I remember this gala has been successful for many years, but I'm guessing that the pandemic had something to do with, having to switch it up a little bit.
It did. We typically have our event, a beautiful formal event with a lovely meal at Brookside Country Club every year. Last year, we made some difficult choices for several events that we were hosting, the gala being one of them, and we opted to learn how to do things virtually and have our own YouTube channel like you guys do now. So we feel like we've stepped into modern technology, embraced that, and we've learned a lot of things as we've done these events online, and we know folks have a short attention span. So we're gonna spend about 45 minutes of time with you and give you some entertainment. We have J.C. Crest as our MC for the evening. He's gonna play some music, share some brand new music, maybe even with us that is original that he has put together. As Holly mentioned, we have a testimony from a former resident sharing his experience about what led him to homelessness and what it was like being here at Refuge of Hope, going through the process and the success that he is seeing right now and what that means to him and how folks like you listening have helped him to accomplish those things. So it's going to be a wonderful evening, but it'll be short and sweet. And that's why we have the auction beginning on Monday when it goes live next week. Running through an hour after the event so that you don't have to miss the event to worry about whether or not you got outbid. So there's a number of fun ways to participate. But the bottom line is your opportunity to offer hope exists through this event and many other ways. But this is just a fun way to share the ministry here at Refuge of Hope and get more people than the 200 people we could just have at Brookside be a part of it.
Yeah. And it's interesting. We all have learned good things through the pandemic. I think, you learn to do things differently, and that's not a bad thing. But, one of the things that I think Holly said that I really totally agree with is that you guys do things, it's not just a temporary solution. You're not just feeding people to say, okay, here's your meal and move on, to the next thing. You guys are making, strides for these people to help them, move on in their life and have a better one, right?
We are, and I'll take a moment just to, you made me think of something that I think a lot of people commonly think about. And one of the things I love to do through my opportunity to share is to be a myth buster. The folks standing on the off-ramp when you get off the highway that give you the look and you see their cardboard signs and you feel compelled to hear or compelled to help. I'm not saying that every one of them is not in need of help, but I promise you the best way that you can offer help is to refer them to services like Refuge of Hope or United Way if they're women in need of help with that. If they need a place to stay, if they need a meal, the $10, $20 that you hand them is a Band-Aid. It gives them some temporary need fulfillment. However, if you offer them help through referring them to Refuge of Hope or the homeless hotline, you're getting them not only communicated with or connected with a warm place to stay that's safe, where they can take a hot shower, they can wash their clothes, they get a hot meal. They're also being connected to so many services in the community where they can get connected with addiction recovery services or mental health services, the health care that we are providing. So many additional efforts that don't come with a $10 or $20 bill handed out the window at the red light. So we really understand that feeling of wanting to help, but just want to reiterate that one of the best ways you can help is to refer folks to places like Refuge of Hope.
Yeah, that's a great point. Absolutely a great point. We're going to take a break. We'll come back for our last segment. We'll talk more about some of the construction work that's happening. We'll talk again, remind everybody how they can help and where they can get more information and volunteer, all of those things right here on Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
Thank you and your team for being constant companions and friends.
You have gotten me through many, many years.
News Talk 1480 WHBC.
This is the right place. News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Hi, I'm Jordan Miller from Live and Local, Monday through Friday from 10 to noon, right here.
This is the right place.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-519-0449. That's 1-800-519-0449. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-519-0449.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this. 10. There it is. Nice work, man. You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I got to tell you, taking Nugenix makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The big hurt, right?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is Testofen, which helps boost free testosterone levels and increase lean muscle mass.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yeah, Nugenix is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance.
Man, I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
No problem. You just got to send them a text. Text BELT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BELT to 42424. That's BELT to 42424.
Probably about the only station I listen to.
Canton's Morning News, Live and Local with Jordan Miller, and the Kenny and JT Show.
I like that it's local.
News Talk 1480 WHBC.
I love listening to you guys so much.
I'm so glad I found this radio station.
This is the right place.
And again, it is a Spotlight, and today we are talking with the folks from Refuge of Hope and the Refuge of Hope Community Care Center, and so many wonderful things that they do in this community, providing hope for quite a few people each and every day. And we have with us Kristie Woods, Director of Community Relations, Joanne Carpenter, Director of Development, Holly Tucker, who is the Thanks Plus Giving Equal Hope Gala Chair. And, you know, I see construction work. Talk a little bit about what kinds of things are happening there for you guys.
Well, this is an exciting time for us. As we've mentioned before, we moved into our current facility in 2019. The need for more space was there, and we started construction on a second building, which we had always had planned. We had planned for about 3,000 square feet, and we're closer to 8,000 square feet now. So to clarify that. But the construction is for the Refuge of Hope Community Care Center, and that will house everything related to our clothing ministry, from simple drive-through, drop off your donations, to a place where we can sort the donations, store some donations, but put them out in a department store-like setting for people to come in and select the clothing they need. And then the other side of the building is going to be for our medical centers. We have 2 medical exam rooms, a medical office, another training room we're adding that's available for the community for meetings as well too, or for us to hold clinics on diabetes and hypertension. We're also in conversations with a couple different agencies about coming in and providing their services at Refuge of Hope Community Care Center as well. So we're excited about the possibilities. So the construction's here, and the best way to understand everything that's going on is to call us, come down for a tour. And if you'd like to take a hard hat tour through the new building, we'd be happy to do that as well.
What's the phone number if they would like to give you a call?
330-453-1785.
Very good. And I know that people are probably sitting there wondering, you know, can they donate clothing? How do they do all of that stuff if they want to make a donation, money, clothing, whatever it might be?
Well, the easiest way, if you are unsure what you would like to do, is to give us a call and let us talk you through the process. Of course, financial donations are what gets us through the day. It pays our electric bill, it pays our utility bills, just like it is at home. The clothing donations are much needed. And right now we're accepting clothing donations on Wednesday at door number 6. That will expand, of course, in February of next year, when the goal is to have our second building constructed and completed, and we're excited about that. We need women's, men's, and children's coats right now. I don't have any gloves for men right now to distribute to the men. Men's hats we're lacking on as well too. Personal hygiene items we're lacking on. So those are all things that we use on a regular basis for the men who reside in the shelter and for our dinner guests as well. And if you want to see how a group can get together, again, call us at 330-453-1785. We'll talk you through that and see what the best fit is for you, your group, your family, individually, whatever that is.
All right, and Holly, one more time, give the folks the information, how they can get involved with the Thanks Plus Giving Equal Hope Gala.
All of the information is on refugeofhope.org. You can purchase raffle tickets there and see how to go online for our auction starting on Monday, November 8th, and also view how to stream our live gala on Friday, November 12th at 7 o'clock. We hope to see everybody there.
All right. And you guys doing wonderful things in our community, and I appreciate you coming on this morning. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Pam.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
Thank you and your team for being constant companions and friends.
You have gotten me through many, many years.
News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Download the iHeart, Odyssey, or Radio.com app. Be sure to check out our website daily for the latest at WHBC.